Hey guys, welcome to the channel, the Popthusiast. As you probably already figured out, I am not Paul, but I am one better. I'm the unicorn that everybody doesn't think exists. I'm his wife, Alyssa. So on today's episode, I am taking over, and we're going to focus on how I deal with this man and his obsession. And if we have time, I'll talk about some of my favorite pops. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, today I am taking over. Paul unfortunately is not feeling good, and we couldn't disappoint his fans and not have a Saturday video, right? So I volunteered to step in and do better than him. So let us know what you think. Anyway, so everyone knows that Paul has this ridiculous collection, and it's a bit much to handle, right? I mean, where would you put all these pops? How do you even live in a house with all of them? Well, let me debunk some things that people think about Paul. He does not live in his parents' basement. He actually holds a job down and is really good at his job, as well as he is married and he has a daughter. Actually, we have two daughters, one on the way. So he definitely has a family that he has to juggle in addition to his pops. So today I'm going to talk to you about how I don't go completely insane when it comes to him and all these pops that he has in my house. When me and Paul first met, of course, when you first meet somebody, you're like, oh yeah, I like you. I like everything you like. So I didn't have a problem with his collection. I was just so infatuated with him that I'm like, this is so cool, you know? That quickly changed when it was time for us to move the first time, and we had to move all of the pops, all of his comic books, and every other line of things that he collects. Yeah, that was rough. Real rough. And when we moved the second time, let's just say Paul almost ended in his parents' basement alone, because I was about to run for the hills, because moving all of these pops was not fun, because obviously you have to package each one into their individual case, then they have to go into boxes, and even though we hired movers, Paul did not want the movers moving the boxes with his pops in it, so that meant we had to move them, which again was not a fun situation. But we made it through, and it only made our marriage stronger. Yay! So in addition to that, I have some rules for Paul that allow us to coexist. And when I say we, I mean me and the pops. So rule number one, I have to set boundaries. Paul knows that his pops stay in the basement. One of the things that we looked for when we were looking to buy a new house was that it had to have a finished basement, and it had to be big enough to house all of his pops. And so I know he's coming out with a video that he's working on to show you guys how he stores his pops and how he sets them up. So I came up with the idea that, you know, we need to buy bookshelves. So don't let him let you think that he came up with that by himself, because he didn't. So I talked to him about getting the shelving that we have down here, and he came up with how the boxes are set up and the whole organization scheme to them. But anyway, they all stay in our basement. They are not allowed throughout our house. He would love for them to be in our bedroom, in our kitchen. I mean, Paul would have them everywhere and anywhere if he could. We do have two custom pops in our bedroom, but they're from our wedding, and they're of us. So those are the only two pops that are upstairs. Paul gets a lot of pops, as you can obviously see, and from all of the unboxings he does, you can imagine that, you know, FedEx and UPS and USPS and everybody and their mama that brings packages to our house should know our name at this point, right? So Paul has a couple days to get those out of my foyer. If they are not, they go into the selling closet. The selling closet is it's off limits to him. If anything is in that selling closet, that means it's mine. I can sell it. I can keep it. I can throw it away. So if I don't remind Paul, I just tell him, hey, dude, we got Pops up here. I usually don't say it probably that nicely if it's more than like one Pop, which it usually is. So it's like a stack of boxes, and I'm usually annoyed by how many there are. And so, and he always is the line he uses. Those were pre-orders. Everyone is not a pre-order, right? Ugh. So anyway, I digress. So that's another boundary reset. He's gotten better about that because he realized that I'm very much serious about that. So just making sure that there's some boundary set. So whether your spouse or your significant other is struggling with your collection, or if you're the spouse or significant other that's watching this right now, setting boundaries really helps to like get you to a better place so that you can hold them accountable. Rule number 2 is discussing a budget as well as discussing the Pops that he's getting. So Paul is very frugal. We both work in social services, so we ain't rolling in dough, which means he can't go out and buy these $400 or $500 Pops, right? Even if we were, that's not gonna work for me. So we do talk about the different Pops that he's getting. I think he's talked about using like hot cash and looking for deals that maybe eBay's offering or Mercari's offering, or using like a credit card that he can pay off. So it's just different things that he's talked about on different videos that help him to save money, which allows him to buy more Pops. I think there's box lunch money, looking at deals like the 3 for $27 or whatever. I don't know all of them, but he does. And as long as he has like a price point, which for certain Pops it might be $6 or it might be under $8, it keeps it to like where he's not spending a ridiculous amount of money. Now, some of the Pops he has obviously are valuable, but he didn't pay what they how much they actually are worth now. That he didn't pay that. I think one of the Pops that he paid the most for was like his She-Ra Pop, and we had talked about that. So there's Pops that we'll talk about that he really wants, whether it's for his birthday or something like that, and we'll say, okay, hey, you can spend this amount of money on this Pop, go ahead and get it. We budget for it. So, like I said, rule 2 is just making sure you talk about the budget and talk about the Pops that person is getting. So Paul was looking at like those Sour Patches, and I'm like, dude, they are literally the same Pop. Why do you need every color of them, right? I think he has a couple of them, but he does not have every color because I told him, like, dude, we're not doing it. The other one was like those aliens from Toy Story that just came out. I'm like, why? You actually have the actual Pop. Why do we need the alien dressed as the Pop? Like, that's so, like, that to me that makes no sense, right? He's also gotten the habit of when it's like Comic-Con time and they release like what is maybe coming out, we will sit and look at the Pops together, and we will talk about ones that he's gonna go after, maybe ones that I actually would like to see in his collection, and then we kind of have that conversation about what Pops he's gonna get. Well, 3 is engage in the madness. As crazy as it sounds, I love my husband, and a part of being with anybody, whether you're married or just in a relationship with them, it's about showing interest in the things that they love, right? So, do I like listening to him talk about Funko Pops like 24/7? No. I probably drown out most of what he's talking about most of the time. But in saying that, I do try to engage in the fact that he does enjoy collecting these, and he does enjoy displaying these, and he gets so excited. And because I love him, I make sure that I can find some excitement in it too, if that makes sense. If you go like on his Facebook page, and even probably some later videos that we're gonna post, I will have done like some different displays. So like for his birthday, we did a Batman display, and I tried to use as many Batman pops as I could, because he has so many. I did a princess display around Christmas time, which I'm working on right now. I do Christmas displays with the different Christmas pops that he has. So he doesn't help me decorate with them per se, but it's me just showing an interest. It's me finding a way to have fun with those pops. I like decorating, so I like arts and crafts. I like setting things up. So that's the way that we can kind of find common ground when it comes to you know, the pops. So I think that those are the 3 rules. I mean, obviously there's other things like little pieces, but those 3 things, you know, number 1, making sure you set boundaries. Number 2, talking about a budget, going through the pops. And number 3, you know, like I said, making sure you engage in the madness. Because the worst thing you would want is somebody having to hide their collection, right? And then like you opening like a closet and like all these boxes fall on you. That would be kind of insane. So anyway, those are, that's basically how I, for the most part, deal with his collection. I'm kind of segueing. I said if we had time, I would show you guys some of my favorite pops. So I feel like we should end on like an exciting note. So I will talk about that as well. I love Pretty Woman. It is like my favorite movie of all time. I literally, every time it comes on TV, I watch it. We own the movie, so I watch it. I cannot tell you why I love this movie so much. I think it's a Julia Roberts thing, but I love it. So anyway, when they came out with Pretty Woman Pops, I told Paul I didn't care how much they were. He was getting every single one. So, you know, we have Vivian in each and every one of, like, so all 3 of these, like, definitely love this when she was in her red dress and she's touching the necklace and like he shows her the necklace and her fingers get caught in the box. I mean, like, who doesn't love Julia Roberts? I really don't know. I don't. So I love these pops. I tell Paul, like, these pops are not a part of his collection. They're a part of my collection. My collection obviously is not as big as his, but we joke about, like, how people always say, like, I'm coming after your record. I always tell him, like, if he makes me mad enough, I'm going to come after his record. So that would be funny, right? Obviously, we have Edward, and there's nothing wrong with him, per se, but he's not Julia Roberts. So, I mean, I wanted him, but I get more excited about the Julia Roberts one. One of my other favorite pops is the Lilo and Stitch. Be Mine, the Stitch Valentine. I think Paul talked about this in the Guinness World Record video. This pop is so important to me because when Paul proposed to me, this was the pop he had bought. So he proposed to me on the weekend of Valentine's Day, and this was the pop that he got. So it just means every time I look at it, it reminds me of the day that he proposed to me. So it just will always hold a special place in my heart, right? This will be my last, my favorite pop as well. And the only reason this guy made the cut was because when me and Paul first started dating, I think he came out at New York Comic Con. Was it 2018? Anyway, it was one of the Comic Cons, and so if I'm wrong, you can write in the comments, but hey, I'm not a collector, so I could get this wrong, and he's not here to correct me, so go ahead and correct me if you want. Anyway, it was the first pop that I got for him, and so it's really special to me because I was able to add to his collection. And he had actually talked about selling this pop, and I was like, you can't sell this pop because that was the first pop I ever got for you. And it was the first time I experienced being in, like, the pop collector world, and everyone, like, when we were standing in line, everyone was really, really nice. Obviously, I was a newbie. I had just learned what pops were. But you know, it was really fun just standing there and talking to, the different people there, which I guess I should even include in this video. So the one thing that I do love about Paul being a part of this community is the people that we meet. So just some of the collectors that he'll even have on his collector shows, like Jen. Like, shout out to Jen at Hot Topic, because she's like, I love that chick. Like, she's so funny. She's always inviting. And she is very helpful when I'm asking about pops. She always reminds Paul of the pops that he has to get because I've asked for them. And she's just all around a cool person. And just even some of the other collectors in our area that he has come in contact with, they're all down to earth. They're all funny. You know, it's just a great community to be a part of. And I think, you know, while I may not be like a collector, it's awesome just to see him be a part of that and to be able to participate in that. So anyway, those are my favorite pops. Those are my rules for dealing with this madness. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, subscribe, smash the buttons that you're supposed to smash. I don't know. I am not a YouTuber. Seriously, I don't know. But do it. I'm sure he said it on his other videos. And he may or may not let me back. He may watch this video and be like, you're never getting on my channel again. So if you guys want to see me back, definitely comment and let us know. So like I said, like, subscribe, go join the YouTube page that he has, and I really hope that you guys have a great Saturday. Thanks for joining me. Bye.